Alright, guys, so nostalgia, right? Nostalgia, man. A lot of people they live off of nostalgia, and I believe nostalgia is good to an extent, but it's also very bad if that's all you think about, alright? A lot of people, the problem with what they have in life, right? They all live in the past. No matter, I see a lot of older people my age, 20 years old, people a little bit older than me, people like fucking in their 80s. They all live in the past. And I don't know what it is, right? I don't know if it has something to do with nostalgia, or they can't move on, or they haven't fixed their trauma, or they haven't, maybe they regret stuff. But let's stick to the nostalgia. A lot of people, they live in the past and they don't enjoy the moment today, right? A lot of people they're like, oh, I always see this, right? I'm 22, but I was working all these 9 to 5 jobs the past years trying to do business, and I just was gaining all my life experiences. I was here and there, blah blah blah. But whenever I worked a 9 to 5 job, I was working with a lot of older people. They're in their 50s, 60s. I was like only 18, 19 at that time. I was the youngest one over there. But every time that I talked to these older men, what they would always tell me is, back in my time, they'll be living off of the fucking nostalgia trip. I'm like, bro, I get it. Maybe you're old. Maybe you miss your past. Maybe you miss your wife. Maybe you miss all the activities, your glory days. But a lot of people, they find themselves always trapped in the past. They're always talking about the good old days, oh, back when I was 20 years old, back when I was in high school playing football and, doing boxing, I was this and that. And they just talk about it and just go on talking about nostalgia. So, it's a good thing. I love reminiscing. I love thinking about the past. But I feel like the thing about it is that a lot of people, they live so much in the past, they're not focusing on today. Right? And not just talking about like, oh, like literally living in the present, but a lot of people, they still have so much shit they need to get done in life, but yet they're still focusing on the stuff that they did in the past. They're like, oh, back when I was in high school, yeah, I used to be a good boxer, yeah, but yeah. I said, what about now? Where did that lead you to now? What is it gonna do for your future? Why are you still talking about the past when you should be focused on what you need to get done today? So a lot of people, right? Even me, bro. Like last year, a couple years ago, I remember I got sick for like a couple months, and the whole time, instead of working, instead of focusing on my videos and doing this and thinking about, okay, what I need to get done, to get better and do this and do that for the next couple months, I found myself lying there and I was just thinking about the past. I was thinking about, okay, oh, I remember the good days back in 2020 when COVID hit. I was working 2 jobs. I was working at Taco Bell full time. I was working at landscaping. Me and the boys is going hiking and blah blah blah, and thinking about my old friends and experiences, thinking about high school. And I found myself, I was like, bro, I need to stop thinking about the past because the past is done. I need to start making memories now. I need to start being productive now. I need to start thinking about, okay, even if I'm not friends with these people, maybe I can find better friends in the future. Maybe I can go find better activities. Like I got to stop thinking about the past because at some degree, it screws in my brain. I'm like, it kind of makes me sad too. I'm like, man, good old days. But you can't think like that, guys, okay? So a lot of people, they find themselves reminiscing of the past, thinking about the good old days, I remember when I was a kid, too, I was thinking about not when I was a kid, but now when I was thinking about being a kid, like years ago, like 10 years ago, I was thinking about all the times when me and my boys used to play outside. Me and my boys used to play a lot of video games. You know what I'm saying? We used to have the best of both worlds. I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing outside. I grew up playing hide and seek. I grew up playing football. I grew up doing boxing. I grew up doing this, riding scooters and bikes. I used to grow up playing around in the neighborhood. I used to also grow up playing a lot of video games. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Halo, GTA, Mortal Kombat, Uncharted, The Last of Us. I was playing all these video games. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, damn. Good old days. But you can't live in the past already. It's done. You're never going to experience that again. It's a memory. Okay, that's the sad truth. Even like, it's only 2025, but I've been reminiscing like 2021, 2022. During the COVID era, I was working so many jobs, grinding. I was only 18, 19, hanging out with my boys, traveling with my girl, doing this and that, working 3 jobs, trying to start a business, traveling to Vegas, doing this and that. So it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I got to stop thinking about that. And, because at the end of the day, it's just like, it takes over your life. You get sad. You get all reminiscent. You get all sentimental. You're like, you're not focusing on what you need to get done today. So I snapped out of my thinking mode. I said, bang, right there. I'm going to start thinking about what can I do right now to make today memorable? What can I do right now to make sure that what I do today impacts my future in a positive way? I need to stop living in the past. I need to focus on the future. The past is done. 2020 is done. 2018 is done. 2013 is done. 2022 is done. 2024 is done. I'm done. Fuck the past. Let's keep going, right? So, anyways, you just gotta live like that. And it is kind of a weird, touchy subject to me, I feel like, but I just want to make a little video about it because I see a lot of people, man. They all live in the past. They're all nostalgic. They're all, oh, I miss my girl. Oh, yeah, da, da. Stop it already. Focus on what you need to get done today. Create more memories. Create a future. All right. I see you guys for another video. Yes, sir.